Guys, you're welcome to my channel, and in today's video I want to show you how you can use your HTML experience and some of those tags you have with HTML and relate that to React component and props. Okay, here with me I have an empty folder and I want to create a basic HTML file, and I will call it index.html, and I can just have the basic broiler template for HTML. Let me call the type 2 as test. That is not really important this time around. I just want to have a h1, a paragraph, and then an input type, and then I want to have an input type of type text, and all of that. Let me put in a placeholder, and then the placeholder will be enter search item. Also, I want to have another input type, an input of type button, and I want to have the name of the button to be search. Okay, that's the value of the button, and let me open this on live server so we can see this real quick on the browser. Okay, this is the basic HTML form. I would like to collapse this together. Let me have it side by side on my VS Code so I don't have to be moving back and forth trying to see what I have on the UI. And let me minimize this a little bit and zoom out my code editor. All right, now in HTML, as we all know, we have some tags that are self-closing, just like the input tag, which I'm having right here, and we also have some that are having the opening and the close tag. Now, what if I tell you that all these, they are some HTML functions, and for the input, the type, you're passing the placeholder and all of that? What if I tell you that these are some input parameters you're passing to your functions? And I will show you that from the React angle. So for the body, let me do some inline styling here. I'll put in style, and then I want to have a background color of blue violet. I love this color. And if I save that, you can see my HTML. And since I'm having this background color, let me make my text white. So for the body, I want to have a color of something whitish kind of, and I think this is better. Okay, now just like as I was saying previously, we can just have all of these tags. I mean, all of these tags we should have right here. We have the input and some that are self-closing this way, and we also have those that are also self-closing and opening and closing. Take for instance, we can have a tag of X, and it's also self-closing in this part. For the self-closing, we have the slash before the item, and for the self-closing, we can have a Y tag this way, and which is self-closing, just like I have it on line 18 on my code editor. So with React, your component can be created, and your component is basically a JSX syntax format where you have a JavaScript and you're returning an XML. And just like the way you have the input field here, you have the body, you have the P and the H, you can also work with your React component same way with your regular HTML input. And now what I want to show you is that we have various type of inputs. We have text, we have button, we have file, we have password, we have number, and so many out there. And if you don't put in the type of the input, it will fall back to the default input type, which is of text. All right, and let me show you the difference between both of them. And let me have two input field. So I have this one of number, and I have this of enter search. Let me put this to be enter search number so we can differentiate both of them. All right, and then let me duplicate another one here, and I don't want to put in the input type, and I just want to have some placeholder, and that is all what I want to get. Okay, now this is taking number, and this is taking this doesn't have a type, but just like I said earlier on, if you don't indicate your type to your input, it will work with the default type of text. All right, but if you put a type of number or text or password or email or all of that, then it will work with the passed in input type. Now I have this here, this input type of number. If I try to put in some text, that is not, it doesn't accept input of type text, because this function, this input function, let's call it that way, is expecting a type of number. Now if I put in some number keyword there, you see that's got added in automatically, and this is by default. We have some type of text there, so this accept text, numbers, characters, and anyone you have. And now for this other input type here, because we're not indicating what kind of input type is this will fall back to the default. You can see we have text there. All right, now with this experience of HTML CSS, you can easily understand how to work with your React props, and how you can render your component wherever you want to have that within your React project. Okay, and to show you that, I will quickly bootstrap a React project using Vite, and I will create some component in there and pass in some types and some props, and we can see how we can use them and how you can render that on your React project. And one thing I also want to let you know here, if you have some typos here, maybe I want to put in my type there, and I say this is soft type. This is of type number, and I think I need to wrap this. All right, so this is of type number, right? And you can see this kind of arrows up, increase and decrease, up and down arrow key there. Now if I make some typos here, instead of type I call this types. All right, just a little s there, and you can actually make that, and you can see this is no longer of type input, because literally you're not telling this input field that you're passing in an input field of type number. Okay, so you need to be very careful with your key or with your property you're passing into the input function on HTML, right? And this logic also applies to React. All right, and I will show you that shortly. Now if your React component or function, if you want to call it that way, that's fine. If your React component or function is expecting maybe an input of age, which most people call props, and you're expecting your React component is expecting age, and you're passing in ages, or maybe just some little changes in the expected input, then your props will take up a value of undefined. Okay, or if you pass in some default value, which I will show you how to pass in some default props, then it will fall back to the default props. All right, so and you need to be very careful and mindful of that. Maybe if you run into some bugs or somewhere maybe, and you're passing on some props, you're not getting that, then you need to check where you're passing your props from the parents. Okay, and check the naming you're using, or check if you have some typos anywhere. Okay, and now without wasting much of your time, let me go to my terminal and now use Vite to create React project. You can run npx Vite -create and put at latest tag. I want to bootstrap with any of the latest Vite package available. Okay, I cannot convert undefined to where am I right now? nps create. Sorry, it's create Vite. npx create -Vite at latest, and hitting the enter key there. Give my project a name. Let me call this tested, and select Vite allow you to carry it, Vue, vanilla, anyone. I'll go with React, and let me choose JavaScript. Oh, my project is created, so I just need to cd into the folder tested, And once I'm inside, I can run yarn or npm install to get my default dependencies for this bootstrap project. And once that is ready, I can run npm run dev or yarn dev, and this will start my basic Vite project. And while this dependency is being installed, let me show you the folder which was created right here. You can see, so now Vite gave me this default code snippet for my app.js and my main.js. I want to remove all of the default code template that came with the project. I want to start afresh and show you what I want to present here. Okay, we can remove this, we don't need that, and I also don't need this counter, and I just want to return let me have a fragment here, and then within the fragment I want to return a h1 tag, and here I'll put a hello world within my input field. All right, and I have that ready. I don't need all of these. I can remove all of these import. I don't need them. Also within my main.jsx, I don't need this as well. Okay, I just want to make it to look very basic, and this is not a comprehensive React tutorial. I just want to demo how you can interact with React and create some component function and work with it like your regular HTML inputs, maybe a button, an input, a h1, and all of that. Now let me run this project by running the command npm run dev. Okay, and just give it a couple of seconds, guys, and my React project is currently up and running. Now if I try to copy this URL and go to my browser, I will see my React project. This is currently running on the default port 5173. You can, if you're on Mac, you can command click on this or control click on window. But I just want to copy that and paste it in my browser URL real quick. And here I have it, hello world. This is coming from my React, and if I was to change this to hello Africa, not world this time around, if I save that, I'll get changed to Africa. I change this to hello USA, and we have USA there. Let me make it to world. I think this is much more better, hello world. All right, so this is my components, this is my React function. Now I want to create a basic function and work with that like my regular tags, just like what I have here. And let me drop my terminal and have that in here. You can have it after default or before the default, anyway it works fine. And I have a function. This is a regular React function, and let me call it my func, and this function is not going to accept anything. I'll create two functions basically, and I want to return I just want to return a div. Where's my div? I have a div here, and I want to return a h1, and within the h1 I want to write hello Nigeria. That's where I'm from, and that's where I'm in at the moment. All right, I have hello Nigeria within this my function, within this my React component. Now if I want to add or present this, I need to add that on my app file, because that is the root file that is being appended or exported to my main.js. This is the file rendering every of our project and components on the DOM. All right, if you're working with Vite, if you use Create React app, yours might be on the index.js file. All right, and now we have each opening and closing, because this function is literally not accepting any input, so I can just have an opening and closing, no any text in between. All right, and for that I want to have my func this way. If I close it, and once I save this, we have hello Nigeria, and if I change this to hello England, and sorry about that, and we have hello England. If I put in some exclamation mark here, if I save that, we have hello England coming. Okay, now I want to create another function once again, another component. Let me be reactive, and I duplicate this. I just want to make some edit this, and let me call this my func one, and then this function will accept some input. React accept just one props, one input, right? You can, if you have multiple of them, you have to get that in object format. So I don't want to do structure. All you need to do is just put every of that within curly braces, and within here I want to get an age, just some basic user bio. I need an age, I need a name, I need a location. I want to know where you are at the moment. I need your location, and what else again? Let me just get the email. All right, and then within my return keyword, I want to put hello. This is just some kind of greetings, and not something very impressive. I just want to have hello everyone. Hello everyone. I have that. I think I need to remove the exclamation. I don't want to yell at everyone. So I have hello everyone. Now we are not putting this on. We're not rendering this out. So even if you don't get to see this component of the the return JXS within this component on your browser right there. All right, I have hello everyone, and let me have a h2. I want to say my name is, all right, so my name is name. I have that right here. And what else again? Let me have age2. My age is age, and let me have that my location is location, and what was the last one? And let me have a paragraph there. I will say you can contact me on, and put that within email. All right, now let me tell you something real quick here. Now in React, if you have some kind of variables, right, these are not some static item. This name is a variable, right? Age and all of that. If you want to render some variables, you need to wrap that within the curly braces. That is how you have it in React. If you just put in name directly without the curly braces, then the text NAME will be displayed on your screen. All right, now if you put in name, that will try to read a variable, the value of a variable, not the text NAME like we have here within the curly braces. And if that is not available, if that is not defined, if that is null, then you don't see anything. Okay, the React won't print null on the screen. Okay, now I want to render this component on my DOM. Okay, let me render this in the input way, kind of, and I want to have that. No, I want to do this like a self-closing. I want to follow the self-closing format. You can also do the opening and the closing tag. That will give you the same result. Okay, and we can see currently we are not passing in the props, and we get my name is nothing, my is I don't know, empty. I'm not passing that in the props. My location is not there, and you can contact me on nowhere. All right, now the way you pass props to this, very similar to the way you pass your props to the input. All right, we have type, we have placeholder, we can have value, we can have class, we can have ID, and those are the names within your HTML props. All right, and this is created by me, so I need to follow these keys here. All right, and just like where we have it here, we have type, we have placeholder, we can have a class and all of that. No comma separated, just the key and the value we want to pass in. That is how we do it also in the reactive way. Okay, reactive, I don't know if I'm correct though. I need an age. I don't know, my age, I think I should be 25, or this is a variable, so you need to put that within curly braces like that, or I can have it in string format. Okay, you can have that wrapped within string or a number, or if you want to have it in digits, then wrap that within the curly braces. So I have that being passed, and just age is being printed there. Name is still empty, location is still nothing is shown there. What else? Let me put in my name this time around. Okay, I don't want to wrap that within this curly braces. Let me just pass it in string format directly, and you can wrap that within the curly braces also, that's fine. But I'm not reading this from a variable, so let me just wrap that within the string literal and put that in. And my name is this is my name. All right, and I have my name there. And for the location, okay, let me have a variable here called location. I want to pass that in. Let's location oh, location, not okay, my location, I'm in London at the moment, London, Nigeria, I mean. Okay, I have location here, and let me read the location variable so you don't get mix things up. I can call this lock. All right, and for location, I'm currently in lock. Okay, and you can see London here on the screen. And what's the last variable I'm yet to pass in? I think that should be my email. Okay, email, and my email is obed.james@soft.com. You can hook me up there if you have any question or you want to shout out to me. This is my email address. You can shoot me a mail there, and I promise to respond as soon as possible. Okay, I am now passing in my props and every of the details this function require, and you can see all of that being passed within my component. And if I change this from email and I make it and I add an S there, that is not what this function requires as part of the props. Or if I make this uppercase E, and this is also not taken. All right, you need to make sure your names are also correctly spelled, and this is case sensitive. And now talking about the default value for your props, just like the way we have it here, where we made some typos, and a default value or the default type is being taken of text. We can also do that with React, and all you need to do here is to pass in a default value within your components, right, where you're calling the props. And here I want to pass in a default value of my Google Mail. This is james4@gmail.com. Right, and now just like it says the default value, this will be read if wherever you're passing these props, you don't pass in the email. Okay, and let me kind of duplicate this component here. Duplicate the component there, and instead of sending in the email this time around, I'm sending in emails. And you can see we are falling back to the default props right here. And that is how you can create your React component and work with it as if you're using your regular JavaScript tags. And all of these are called props. And one thing in React which is really important I want you to know is that props and data flow is unidirectional. Okay, that means the data flow in one direction, and that is always from the parent component to the child component. You cannot pass props or pass state or pass data in the opposite direction. What I'm trying to say is, from my function here, this is the child to app component. Okay, now we are receiving value from the parent component, which is app, to my fun1 component, and these cannot send data the other way around. That is the rule in React. And if you want to know more, you can check the doc on React, and I believe you get a handful of information on React, the component, props, how everything works, and all of that. And if you want to look out on how you can test your React component and write some React tests on every of your rendered components, you can do well to check that, and I'll drop the link description in the comment section below. Thank you very much, and please like, comment, and share. I'll see you in the next video series.